Hey, I'm Chris Payne, the owner of Well Played Games, and you're watching the East Daily Download.
This is the East Daily Download. This is the East Daily Download. This is the East Daily Download. That's right. This is the East Daily Download.
So let's get started.
Hello and welcome to the East Daily Download. My name is Mark. I'll be your tour guide on this adventure across the East. Today we are coming to you from Well Played Games in Greenville. It's off of 14th and Charles near ECU's campus. It is a arcade and gaming store. A lot of great stuff inside. There's a cafe. There's all kinds of great things. Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on. Just hold on one second.
Hello?
Here. Come with me. Come with me.
What?
Keep coming.
Yeah,
There
I'm
we go. No, you're good. You're good.
Is it this way?
Yeah, it's right over. Yeah,
Okay.
it's the right way.
All right.
Hold on. Let me.
But you're over here.
Right, yes, I'm over here. Why don't we just take the blindfold off? Okay, go ahead. Take that off.
Oh, it's bright.
Okay, there you go. Yes, we're here at Well Played Games in Greenville, and you know, since we have had some friendly competitions over the years of roller skating and
Just
mini
tell me
golf.
what I'm beating you at today.
I appreciate that about you, just getting right to the point. Well, we're going to go in and we're going to play some video games today, and then depending on how things go, we might move over to the board game section of the store.
Okay.
And there are a ton of games to choose from, so if you are interested, come down here. It's like I said, the corner of 14th and Charles. I believe this used to be there used to be Harris Teeter in this plaza, and it's right across the street from a new apartment building for ECU. Dollar General across the street, and it's next to China King restaurant. So come find this place. It's a great time. We're going to go in right now and get started. Check the story out if you'd be so kind, and we'll see you inside in a little bit here on the East Daily Download. Okay.
Today's guest on the East Daily Download is no stranger to being in front of the camera. But during the pandemic, she's taking on a new role behind the scenes as an author with her book, Tips from the TV Lady. She's stressing the importance of making a good first impression in person, but then of course now also in front of the camera. Valanda Calloway, thank you so much for joining us today on the show.
Anissa, it's so wonderful to be with you.
Yes. So I want to talk with you about how your career has led you to this role as an author.
That's a great question, because the place where you are, WNCT, is one of the places that I work. And working in television, you learn so much about how to present yourself. And so I took everything I've learned from WNCT, WRAL, WNCN as a spokesperson and put all that knowledge into a book.
Wow. And I have it in front of me. I love, reading different excerpts and kind of feeling like we're there with you in different stages of your career. Talk to me about why now during the pandemic you wanted to take this step in this venture.
Anissa, I did not start off my year saying, I want to write a book. Not at all. What happened was the pandemic happened and we're all at home. I'm at home just like everybody else, not going out. So I'm consuming so much media. And I started to notice a pattern, some trends. And those things were that people at large, not everybody, but a lot of people really don't know how to present themselves when they're speaking to a large audience. The first impression really does matter. And of course, our parents told us don't judge a book by its cover, but that's exactly what we do. We judge whether somebody is credible, whether they know what they're talking about by the way they look. Several people said to me, well, Valanda, why don't you do something about it? So I did.
Yes. And then we're talking about the TV lady herself. So we're getting these tips from you. I know you were speaking about that in the book. How did you come up with that title for yourself, or who gave you that nickname?
Ever since I've started my career, that's what people called me. I remember being in a restaurant in New Bern one day and somebody yells out, "Hey, aren't you the TV lady?" That's just a nickname that the people gave me. I didn't choose it. And so I thought, I might as well lean into it and call myself the TV lady, since that's what everybody else calls me, and use that as a nickname, something that's catchy, so that people know I'm not just talking out of the side of my neck. I've worked in the industry, I've been on camera for a long time, and these are things that I've learned. I actually use stories, I pick on myself to show you some of the do's and don'ts of presenting on TV.
We are back here on the East Daily Download, Well Played Games in Greenville. I'm not sure the name of this game, but there's a table involved that you have to flip. Okay.
There you go. They're going to flip it. See?
I feel like this could be an addictive game.
32%.
Yeah. Anyway, this game is one of the many in the arcade here at Well Played Games. She's going to give it a try. I tell you what, let's check out this next story. Be back here in a little bit on the East Daily Download.
The East Daily Download is sponsored this week by the following.
My name is Laura Smith, and I'm the Bariatric Customer Care Rep. Earlier, we were at the Surgery Center where we offer cash pay pricing at a bundled rate. The clinic side that we're on now, where we have our health food store, where our surgeon's clinic is, and where our staff is, this is the most important part. This is where you will start your journey with Southern Surgical. My responsibility here at Southern Surgical is to help you through your journey and offer you the experience that you deserve. We find it very hard at times to go through any kind of medical crisis or medical situation or surgery. And we want to be here for you, to be able to hold your hand through the process and get you from the beginning to the very end. We offer free education seminars each Tuesday for patients that are planning to go through bariatric surgery, which is our weight loss surgery. We specialize in sleeve and bypass. We also offer free support groups once a month, the second Monday of each month here on our campus, but we also go Facebook Live for those that can't travel during this time. We have a team that allows you to be able to be seen at all times. Family nurse practitioner holds clinic 5 days a week for you, for your convenience. I am on call for the patient, so if you have a question that you may think is silly and doesn't need to be seen, you give me a call and I can help work through it, or I will get the surgeon on call to help you. Our inclusive campus here at Southern Surgical has allowed you to have everything available to you, from nutrition, psych, labs, endoscopies. We've been able to also offer sleep, cardiac, and pulmonary right here on our campus. If we can help you, or if you need anything or have any questions, please find us on southernsurgical.surgery. You'll be able to get started there, or you may call me. My number's on there, my information, and I'll be glad to help you get started with your journey. Thank you and have a great day.
The East Daily Download is sponsored this week by the following.
Hey, Eastern North Carolina, I'm Chris. This is On the Record. Got a very cool one for you today. It's kind of hard to find. It's a Dusty Fingers compilation. This is Dusty Fingers number 4. Dusty Fingers compilations take kind of rare and sometimes unknown songs from just all over, and they collect them and kind of put them all together so DJs and producers of music might have good samples that they can pull from. Some of these things come from all over the world, and I'm not 100% sure if all of these songs have their copyrights cleared, to even be on these, so a lot of websites won't even sell these albums because they may not be fully above board. I don't know. However, we got our hands on one, so I'm definitely thankful for that. Favorite track on here would absolutely have to be "The Moving Finger" by Dorothy Asby. It's a very excellent song for sort of funky psychedelic harps, and really cool. Really, really good stuff. So, if you ever see a Dusty Fingers compilation and you want some far out crazy samples, definitely check it out. Until next time, for On the Record, I'm Chris. We'll see you then.
Hey, we're back here on the East Daily Download. We're getting ready to race. It's a one-on-one in-store mode, so we'll see how this goes. And we are off. And Lauren is playing dirty already. You can play this and a lot of other great games at Well Played Games. Uh-oh. She just passed me. That's a problem. Come on. No! Hey, Tokyo Drift, relax over there. Anyway, you can play this and a ton of other games here at Well Played Games. Tell you what, it's probably loud, so let's check out the next story, and we will be back with the results of this race. Oh, and she just passed me again. Nope. Welcome to Conversations with. Today we are talking to a very special guest. This is Chris Payne, who is the owner of Well Played Games, where we are currently situated and having a great time. So Chris, first off, thanks for letting us come in today. We appreciate it.
No problem. I appreciate you guys coming in.
Tell the audience, how we got here, where you're located, and more specifically, why you decided to do this.
Well, we're over here at 1400 Charles Boulevard here in Greenville, and I've been doing stuff like this for a very long time. About 10 years ago, I started at a flea market in Los Angeles, and I worked in the video game industry for many years. I worked on a bunch of AAA titles. I managed a game store when I was a teenager. So, all of my experience sort of came together to put this place together. Went to culinary school, so I got a love of food. We built a kitchen. I worked in the video game industry for a bunch of years, loved video games, so video game store. I collected arcades, now here they are.
So all of the games that we see in here, are these your personal games, or are these games that you just brought in for the arcade, or is there a collection of both?
It's a little bit of both. Back when we first started, it was all things that I had collected and managed to store in my sister's house until she told me to get them out. So we opened up a little store. I took my personal game collection and my arcades, and we put them in, had $8 all day free play, and we sold some video games, and it worked great for a couple of years. We got a little bit bigger, we needed some more space. Now we're here and we're aiming for even bigger and better. So it turned into one of those things where we certainly needed more space for more people.
Yeah.
We were in a 1,900 square foot location before, and we would do Dungeons and Dragons and card game events, and it would be so packed that we'd have people in our storage rooms. We'd have to push all the racks against the walls to make space. It was pretty incredible. So when the opportunity arose and our lease was getting ready to run out, everything was closed down for COVID, and we were a little bit concerned about it. We took the leap, and it worked out great.
This side, certainly, there's a little sensory overload because of all the lights and the games. If I just asked you off the top of your head how many video games are in here right now, would you know?
So I've got about 20 cabinets, and then I've got a couple of multi-cades that have a few hundred games apiece to run all the classics. So we get a bunch of cool imports, we get a bunch of weird stuff that nobody else has, and then if you want to play the good old-fashioned games, you can play on the multi-cades. And like I said, they've got all the classics from, Pac-Man and Dig Dug and all that sort of stuff as well.
Dig Dug.
A nice collection.
Okay, so this, since the last time I came in here, looks brand new, the Minecraft game. Tell us the backstory on how this came to be in here, because this looks incredible.
Minecraft Dungeon is a brand new game from Betson. came out just a couple of months ago. I was actually looking to be one of the very first in the country to have it, but the first unit that they shipped us came damaged, which was real unfortunate because we had plans that we wanted to record video of us unboxing it and assembling it and all that sort of stuff, and it didn't work out. But it's actually been a phenomenal earner so far. People have come in and they've loved it. Every credit gives you a free card that you can use to upgrade your player while you're playing. So it's real neat. A lot of collectability, a lot of replayability.
How hard would this be for me to learn?
Oh man. So there's actually only 3 buttons involved. There's a button to dodge, there's a button to swing with a melee weapon, and there's a button to do a ranged weapon.
Okay.
That being said, it sounds very easy, and then it's just not. I've watched people put dollar after dollar into this thing and die very quickly. I've also watched players put $1 in and then play for an hour. So
which you don't like as the business owner.
Oh,
we need to stop doing that.
And it's not me that's lasting an hour for sure. I die in 4 minutes flat. But, replayability is very valuable and people get their enjoyment out of it, so that's what matters.
Okay, Time Crisis 5, that was a big title you brought in. I remember we'd had a discussion a couple months ago that you were waiting to get this in and you upgraded from, I think, Time Crisis 3?
Yeah, we had a Time Crisis 3 that came out of a movie theater, and I think that game came out in like 1998.
Okay.
So it lived a very long life, getting beat up by popcorn and, small children and all that sort of stuff. So it lived a good long life, and nobody else has Time Crisis 5 around here. And that's how I got hooked up with Betson to get Minecraft. They took care of Time Crisis and it was such a good experience. I stuck with them, and then they hooked it up with Minecraft. And then we've got some other stuff on the way. I've got a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles pinball machine I'm looking to add.
Wow.
We've got a Mandalorian pinball machine that we're hoping to get. And we've never done pinball before, so it should be a pretty interesting experience.
Are you going to have to move something out to move the pinball in?
Oh yeah, but I don't want to think about that yet. I'm gonna have a heart attack. Or we get a bigger place.
Oh, that's another interview.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you've also got Mortal Kombat 3, NBA Jam, which is one of my favorites. If anybody's watched the show knows I love NBA Jam. Then, like I said, you talked about all the multiplayer, the games, the cabinets that have multiple games in them. Do you have Galaga in any of these games?
Oh yeah, for certain. The multicades have like 800 games or something in it, and they just go basically all the way back. You can play original Nintendo. They've got a bunch of different classic games. They even have some of the newer stuff. So Neo Geo games that came out like in the late 90s to the early 2000s. That's where it really shows its true colors.
So do you find that you spend more of your time focused on this side of the building, or on the other side where you have the board games and the resale of video games? Where do you spend most of your time? What takes most of your attention?
So I've been lucky enough to have put together a pretty good staff. My guys know the used video games very well. They're all gamers, so they all keep up to date on pretty much everything on that side of the store. So I get to put in all of the labor in keeping these guys working myself, which is quite a task sometimes.
Yeah.
But for the most part, it actually is pretty easy to maintain. Everything was new and in good condition when we got it, except the old vintage arcades, of course. But they don't have many problems. You'd be sort of surprised. It is very uncommon that we have all of them running at once. There's almost always one that's got an issue, because that's just the way that it goes. But no, in general, we've never really had a problem, so it's been nice.
That's cool.
I just want you to listen to this lineup. Lady Gaga, Jared Leto, Adam Driver, Al Pacino, and Salma Hayek. It's a lot of talent, and they all brought their A game to this rip from the headlines film.
Father, Son, and House of Gucci.
Are you aware how wonderfully quotable this movie already is?
In Vegas, I'll be like in the middle of a really serious song and someone will go, Father, son, house of Gucci. So that was just something Jared and I did together.
So that moment was improvised.
Father, son, and house of Gucci, yeah.
It wasn't in the script.
I don't consider myself a particularly ethical person, but I am fair.
From that accent to the 80s fashion, Gaga got super deep into character to play Lady Gucci, Patrizia Reggiani in House of Gucci, out November 24th. The real-life Italian socialite was convicted of arranging the murder of her husband, Mauricio, played by Adam Driver. Salma Hayek is Gaga's partner in crime.
Don't miss.
I mean, you were all doing these incredible accents, being these characters for months and months in Italy.
I gotta say, I hadn't seen Gaga for a while, and I heard her yesterday, and I was like, oh, she sounds so American. It was shocking to me.
I really got lost in that character.
I find I never have a problem leaving it alone. I always want it to be over.
They're my family.
And of course, we'll have so much more on the next Entertainment Tonight. I'm Kevin Frazier.
Well, that's going to do it for this episode of the East Daily Download, coming to you from Well Played Games, Charles and 14th. Lauren and I are having a friendly competition. We've each split some stuff. She won the table throw, I won the racing, and we realized that this is actually something we have to work together on. Okay, so tomorrow we'll be back, and we will keep playing, and I think the dancing game is how we'll wrap things up, and then we'll head over to the board game portion of the arcade and try that out. So come down, check out Well Played Games, or check them out online. The great place. Chris and his team are awesome. You can get some food at the cafe. Anyway, I gotta play a game. See you in the next episode here. Okay.
The East Daily Download is sponsored this week by the following. Closed captioning for the East Daily Download is sponsored by Hearing Life.